Welcome to Search for Signs. My name is Gary Willing. If this information interests you, please press the like and subscribe button and press the bell for notifications. In my last video that I put up, I entitled the video, "Will Pope Francis be the last Pope?" Now, I never really answered that question. I was talking more about the reception of Jesus. I talk at great length about the reception of Maitreya when he's out known openly for who he is. I always say this in most of my videos. He's doing doing interviews now on TV. So a lot of people have seen him. Millions of people have seen him. They haven't recognized him because they're really not looking for anybody unique or special on TV. And that's kind of the way Maitreya likes it. He wants to be in incognito, and he wants his words to resonate in your heart, so you will remember that you want for the world what he wants for the world. Because the masters all say that deep within the hearts of all of us is the desire for unity and oneness. So he's just reminding you of what's already in your heart, really. And it's just the measure of who this person is that's going to awaken in the hearts of all of us that innate desire for truth, really, is what it amounts to. Now, will Jesus' reception be about the same as Maitreya? I think it will definitely mirror, in some degree, the reception of the masters and Maitreya as a whole, right? There'll be some people that will see him as Jesus and be very open to his advice, and other ones might not be quite sure about who he is because he doesn't really fit the mold, and then others will be very much against him because of the fact that he does not look the way that they think Jesus is supposed to look, right? Or say what Jesus is supposed to say or something. The funny thing about fundamentalism on whatever level or whatever area that is, most people who are fundamentalist Christians are fundamentalist in their political views, where they went to college, their family, they're fundamentalists in everything. They don't see any real gray. It's all black and white. And that's the real danger, because life isn't black and white, right? There's a lot of different viewpoints on things. So why would one person be right and 7.5 billion other people be totally wrong, right? Makes no sense to me. But a lot of people live their life like that, right? But Jesus, 2,000 years ago, that was the problem. The Christ never returns in the way that people expect him to return. And he doesn't, I don't know if he does it probably for a reason, but he does it because he only speaks the truth. He doesn't do it to accommodate us. There is some accommodation. He does, appear to us sometimes in the way that we expect him to look, but the way he talks and the truths that he speaks, because most people in the world don't know the truth about oneness and the fact that we're all one, he's speaking quite differently than they are. So they're expecting Jesus to come back on the clouds with a host of angels as a judge and juror and everything like this, right? Well, nothing could be further from the truth, right? Jesus will never be that person. Jesus is far greater than that person, really. He's one of us, but he is now a master, just like Maitreya, right? Now, so that is the reason why I think the reception of Jesus will be mixed in a lot of ways. For now, eventually people will come around, but for now it will be probably very much like the reception of Maitreya. Now, the reason why I think Pope Francis will be the last pope is the main reason is the master, are starting to come out. Maitreya is already out on TV in secret, speaking his message to people, trying to awaken in the hearts of all of us the fact that we are one. He's just reminding us. He's not speaking anything new. His words are inspiring people to remind themselves what they already sensed in their own heart, that there's nothing but unity and oneness, that we're all brothers under the same God, right? That's what he's reminding us of. Of course, it's reminding us that the fact that, if that's true, then we can't live in a world where half of us are dying of hunger every day. And that's the reason why he's speaking in the way that he's speaking, heart to heart. Now, the other reason why I think Pope Francis will be the last pope is because of who Pope Francis is as a person. The sense that I always got from him, and I'm not Catholic, but the sense that I always got from Pope Francis is he's a very humble man. He is a very spiritual man. He is working toward the transformation of the planet in his own way, in a very, working in the religious field. But he never seemed to be a man who's attached to his own power. He always seems like a very simple man. I mean, he was riding a little Fiat, he doesn't live in the apartment that the Pope is designated for the Pope. He has a small little apartment to the side that he cooks his own food, that kind of thing. And he's always seemed very down to earth and very simple, and never somebody who really seeks that kind of power. Now, I couldn't say that for all the popes in the history of the Pope, of the papacy, but there's a lot of them that were very ambitious, and very power hungry, and they probably, if they were in power today, wouldn't give up the power, even for Jesus. But I think out of all the times in my life, especially when it comes to the Catholic Church getting so many things wrong, they got it right on this one, and it's a very important thing that they got right. Who the Pope should be when Jesus comes back, because I think that when Jesus is known for who he is, it might not be the same week, but in a very soon after who he is, I think Pope Francis will willingly, of his own free will, step down as Pope and allow Jesus to take over the reins of the Church. And I think that's the reason why I think Pope Francis will be the last Pope. Now, I don't know for sure. I mean, that's just what I'm thinking. But like I said, I think it has to do with who he is, but it also has to do with the fact that Jesus is about to come out known for who he is too in the world. But Ben's master always kind of talked about Jesus taking over the reins of the church. It always kind of seemed to me like it was the Catholic Church. Now, I don't know about the Protestants. I highly doubt that the Southern Baptist Convention is going to yield their power to Jesus, because I think, knowing as many Southern Baptists as I know, I think Jesus himself isn't going to convince them otherwise. They are so dogmatic and so, they're so dogmatic about the fact that they're right and everybody's wrong, that even Jesus himself couldn't convince them otherwise. But I could be wrong on that. I'm sure there'll be some. But now, will Jesus take over some of the responsibilities of the Protestant churches and help them clean up their distortions? I hope so. They need it, But will it happen right away? I don't know. But we'll see. And as always, take action. Help S.O.P. save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos. Have a great day.